Except my STEEZ notes going on yesterday, I'll bring you game review for round 9. Kilda Saints versus the Carlton Blues. Coming into this game, I thought there was just a couple factors that made this game pretty interesting. One, the Saints coming off an impressive win against Frio last week, very convincing win. And really prior to that, they were in a slump, dropping a handful of games. So seeing if they can continue their good form going forward with the impressive team defense that they had last week. And on the other end of the spectrum, you had Carlton, who was on the other end of the spectrum, complete opposite on the form ladder from the Saints, given that they had a handful of impressive wins prior to last week, and then followed it up with a very convincing loss to the Crows last week, and not really looking like the same team that went on that win streak. So there was that, and also that on top of the Tom DeConing battle, if you will. Like, there's been rumors of Tom DeConing, who's one of Carlton's most influential players, one of their best players, no doubt, and a big reason for why Carlton has been good, and really part of the reason why Carlton hasn't got smashed in the games that they have lost. Like, without him, I think the season would be a complete disaster, especially early on. But there's been rumors that I'm pretty sure everybody knows that they get offered a lot of money from the Saints, who've been throwing money at a handful of players, trying to boost their top end talent. And so I was interested to see how Tom DeConing and how he would be able to play, and really how each team would get up, and if this would have any influence on whether he would leave Carlton or if he'll end up staying. Or I was wondering the implications that had on the implications of what this game would have on him. So yeah, man. Really, in the first half, it was like a real free-flowing game. It was quite interesting how this game went. As to be expected, Wankin and Malera got to work for the Saints and just continue to play a great game and continue to be, I would like to say that they're engine for their team. Also, coming into this game, there was rumors of Charlie Curnow getting injured in training, and either his thigh or his knee was a little banged up. So I was hoping to see, and really given his injury history, I was very hopeful that this didn't have any effect on him in the future and currently in this game. And he got to work early in the game, man. He seemed to not look too affected at all, and had a handful of goals. He had like 3 in the first half, I'm pretty sure. And Carlton was really looking good, man. They were winning the contested possessions. They were winning out of center, and they really just looked to go back to the form that they had earlier before this one-off loss against the Crows. At moments, their ball movement looked good. I would say both teams really had free-flowing, really free-flowing. It was a game of free-flowing footy, just end-to-end, and not too many stoppages in the first half. And then the third half, definitely the game kind of got mugged down a little bit. It was just there was more stoppages in the third quarter alone than there was in the first half. So it was really just an arm wrestle of a game, beginning of the second half, and really just didn't know how what team would really break out of the stoppages, man. And it was at that point in the game, Carlton had a lead. I believe they had about 24 points, a point lead at halftime. So they were looking pretty good. But we know that Carlton has lost 4 games while leading in the first half, so it was never a gimme for Carlton to be winning the game just because they had to lead at halftime. But it was also up for debate. It was really questionable whether Carlton would be able to hold on to this win, because it was really an injury-ravaged game for Carlton. Unfortunately, you already have Nick Newman down back injured, and Jack Samani just came back this game. But then you add to that the injuries that happened this game. Mitch McGovern got hit in the chest, neck, chin area where he was holding his chin, but it came out to be like a sternum issue. He got carried out the game in the hospital, went to the hospital, left the game in the ambulance. Nick Haynes ended up getting a boot to the head in a contest. Lockie Cowan got subbed out with a hamstring injury. Blake Akers had the opposite shoulder that he doesn't have taped up. That one seemed to be out of place. So it was actually very, very, very grim looking for Carlton, considering the injuries and this was all in the first half, so it was like you would have to run out a whole half a footy with that many injuries, and that's not ideal for anybody. But Carlton also wasn't the only one injured. Wanganeen Miller, which is the most important player in my opinion for the Saints, he ended up having like a very heavy limp in the third quarter, so it was not looking good for them either or their future. But he ended up playing on, and he still had a great game with about 30 disposals. But I do think Carlton did a good job of not necessarily letting the forwards who had been some type of influential for the Saints during their win streak, and Cooper Sharman and Anthony Caminiti, and those players didn't really have the same influence that they had as you've seen them have against other teams. So I think that Nick Haynes did a great job. It was a good collective effort for Carlton. That was very impressive to see. It was really a gritty win. Then the fourth quarter, Carlton was able to hang on. The Saints made a run, and it was still up for debate. It was still up. The win was up for grabs for the Saints, but they just ended up blowing too many chances, I think. I think their chances also got blown with Jack Higgins ended up getting subbed out at third quarter, three-quarter time because he had an illness. That's what they said that he was subbed out for, and I think he's a player that historically is able to carve Carlton up, and I'm sure that was a relief for them to realize that they didn't have to deal with him in the fourth quarter. But I think at the end of the day, it was just a really gutsy win for Carlton, impressive win. A lot of times that they would just end up dropping that game. You see a little bad adversity, and they don't quite hold their nerve enough to be able to win the game. But Harry had a great game as well. Harry ended up icing the game off a tight angle goal toward the very end after missing one, like very close. And I think it's just when we're able to deal with pressure and not fold and be able to actually move the ball, I mean, we're a dangerous team, and it shows, I think. But whenever you let the pressure get to you, anybody could be Carlton, I think. And I think Elijah Hollins is still, I can't highlight enough how good of a team and how good of a stabilizer I think he is for the team. He's just clean with the footy and really realizes game situations and is able to capitalize on those moments. And we seen like 2 weeks ago he had a great game. And so, man, I think it was probably not St. Kilda's best performance, but I still think that they are better than their positioning on the ladder. I think they didn't just get enough of their forwards going. We've still seen Jack Steele look good. I think Jack Steele, he's returning back to the Jack Steele that we've known, that we've seen in the past after a slow start to the season. So it was good to see him get right. But yeah, also in the fourth quarter, Jack Sinclair had like a beautiful roving moment, I guess you can say. A beautiful rove that he had from a tap down from Rowan Marshall. And it was just like very smooth. And he had a goal like right there in the fourth half. And uncontested, like nobody was with him. He just knew exactly where the ball was going to get tapped. He went right through, walked through, grabbed it, kicked a nice goal. So at that point, I was kind of worried. I was like, oh man, that's kind of the straw that could break the camel's back for Carlton. And in the end, it didn't. And it was a good ruck battle as well. You had Tom DeConey versus Rowan Marshall. I think Tom DeConey came out on top on that matchup in particular, which was good to see because you don't want to see him get beat and have those doubts about Carlton, want to join St. Kilda if you are a Carlton fan. So, it was just a lot going on this game. I think it was, I said it before, I'll say it again, it was a gutsy win. Saints probably would be a little disappointed to lose this game. They were in it. They just allowed themselves to get down too much and couldn't quite capitalize on their chances enough to win. So, forwards didn't get enough involved, I think, and you kind of let Harry and Charlie do their thing, man. And if we win the midfield battle, those two forwards are too dangerous to just be able to get multiple shots up on goals. So, I don't think I have much else to say about this game, man. Just interested to see how both teams move forward. Can they both go back on the win streak again? Because I do find myself I do kind of like the Saints a little bit, man. I can't lie. So hopefully they turn up a little better next week. Just like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube shit. Tune in for the rest of the games this week. Go Blues.